it being 5:32, I will call the meeting to order.
There you go.
So I'll do my prelim
Hey.
for everyone's benefit and
Oh, yeah.
Matt's. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September regular meeting of the Historic District Commission. I'm Tim Dowen. I'm the chairman. Please note the meeting is being recorded. That's for everyone here. Be on your best behavior, I guess. And if you're not speaking, please have yourself on mute to prevent any background noise. Tonight's meeting, Matt, in case you haven't been to one of these, our meeting is broken up into two sections. We have a public hearing and then the regular meeting. The public hearing is the opportunity for the applicants to present their application and for then the commission members to ask questions. And then once the public hearing closes, the regular meeting will begin. Regular meeting is where we discuss and vote on those applications that were presented. The applicants can stay and listen to the regular meeting. They're not permitted to speak, though, after their presentation and provide any more information at that time. So we don't require the applicants to stay. We don't hold it against them. And here comes someone in the lobby. Megan is here. So again, you're not required to stay. We don't hold it against you. If you don't want to listen to us, go on. But all the applicants will receive a written notification regarding our decisions in the next business day. So thank you all. Do I have any questions? Welcome, Megan.
Hi.
All right. Hearing none. Again, we are just starting up our public meeting. We have two COAs on the docket tonight. Does anyone have any pressing needs? Because we do take that into consideration if someone has to get out of here early. So Matt and or Megan, are you do you have anything pressing that would require you to speak first?
No.
Okay, then we will take them in order. COA 497 is for 17 Huntington Lane. Megan Campbell here is representing the application for a driveway work. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Megan, to do your presentation.
Yep. Okay. We I think I sent you some images of what we're looking to do. We have a old, I don't know when it was put in asphalt, but it has to come up. It has to come up because it's old and breaking anyways, but also because I just trenched the entire yard for drainage and we have to put drainage in under the driveway as well. So our plan is, I know you guys kind of are all familiar with the house. In front of the gate by the front door, but like on the street, we have an area that's sort of blocked off with stone and it has like that really, it's actually, of course, the more expensive crushed stone. We are going to do something sort of similar to that. So it'll have cobblestone apron, both at the garage doors as well as by the road. And then we're going to line either side with a cobble, like an edging on either side of the driveway. And then we're going to put in the same stone, the same little crushed stones or whatever that we have where you walk in at the gate in the front. And then what we're going to do is at the very end of the driveway, they're going to asphalt it for, I don't know how, I think they know how deep to go so that we don't have a problem with tow trucks hitting the cobblestones. And that's it. So, I mean, in keeping with what the neighborhood is, and I think it'll look a lot prettier with the house. It's more fitting, I think. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Commission members, do we have any questions?
None from me. Looks very nice. And I don't have any questions. Looks great.
Me neither.
Just want to confirm the three pictures that were provided. Number one is what's being taken out.
Yeah,
It's the
asphalt or
asphalt.
whatever. Yeah.
The bottom two pictures. Are those current right now?
No,
different
those are just examples of what we're.
examples, correct?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think one of those images might be from the person that we're hiring.
Mhm.
And the other one is like my original inspiration pick.
right. And then that buffer between the cobble and the entryway, the asphalt is just again a buffer for the tow trucks not to.
Yeah,
dig
the
up
snow plow. Yeah,
cobblestone.
for the plow trucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it'll only be, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a foot, maybe roughly a foot. It just starts at the road and it goes up enough so that when they're plowing the snow, they don't hit the cobblestones and knock them
Right.
out.
I think that's the same treatment that is next door here at Bradbury's, but double check on that. But at any rate, yes, Greg,
What kind of foundation goes under that stone? Was it just right on the surface of the soil? Do you know?
We are having them put down, I'm not sure exactly what the material is, but I'm having them put something down that prevents weeds from growing. So it's some sort of
Okay.
barrier piece, and then the stones go on. And then, of course, I mean, because we're lining the whole thing with cobblestones, in theory, we won't lose too many rocks. We'll have to replace rocks as the years go on, of course, but
They settle.
sort of keep them sort of bordered in. But yeah, there's some sort of, I'm not exactly 100% sure what the
Okay.
material is, but there's a material going down.
I've had similar treatment, and I know they put down something for again for the weeds, as you mentioned, and then for drainage also. So it's a lot of times it's a packed sand and pea stone that might be underneath that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's supposed, well, the little rocks are supposed to help with draining too. And then we're
Correct.
at the, by the garage doors, we're putting in a perforated piping underground that will, and a grate that'll, we had just put in 2 new dry wells in the back
Yeah.
because we had draining issues. So,
Okay. Any more questions?
None from me. Looks good.
All right.
Same here.
Hearing none. Thank you, Megan.
all right. Thank you guys very much.
You can
Thanks,
stay
Megan.
or and listen in the rest or.
Nope, I have a million other things to do.
All right. You
All
will
right, have
hear
a good
from,
night, everyone.
you'll hear from me tomorrow.
Okay,
right.
sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that next leads us to COA 498 for, I want to say 51 East Town for gutters, Brown and Fluharty. Matt,
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Hello. So we have gutters that weren't draining properly. The gutters in the front of the house also had been hit by a falling tree and had been damaged. And their capacity of the gutters are actually too shallow to carry all the water that comes off the roof for any kind of substantial rain too. And we were looking to change materials. The material that was on the front of the house was copper that had been made by the owner previously. And then the material on the back of the house was an aluminum gutter. We were looking to change the material on the front to an aluminum also. I believe Candace dropped off a sample of the gutter to Regan, I think. I don't know if you got that, Regan.
She just departed. She
I'm
just
getting
jumped away.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And
Pulling it out of my magic bag here that Candace so nicely dropped off.
thank you. And that, so, and the hope would be that these are graded properly so that they actually take water away from the house. Right now, we're getting water damage to the house with improperly graded gutters and gutters that don't meet capacity. So I think I enclosed pictures too from the street and from the house. Right now, the way the patina on the copper is, it's a really dark, almost black looking when you see it from the street. And I kind of like the contrast of the dark color, which is why the person that we were talking to put the gutters in had suggested, oh, well, we have it in black. I thought that sounded nice.
Okay. Excellent. And is it just for the, I'm sorry, do I have any questions for
Sorry, I
No.
was just gonna ask, I've got the sample in front of me here and it looks black. So this is the same thing that you guys are gonna put on your house, what I have here.
Correct. Yeah. Or, yeah, if it's approved.
Yeah. Okay, no, I just was checking with, because it looks black, so that looks like.
And if there was a second piece that went with it, it's supposed to also have the barriers so that it doesn't get clogged. Yeah, that slides over the top but I don't think that's visible from the street, but
No, that wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm a game show host showing.
Thank you, Vanna.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have other questions? I am looking here. Are those, obviously the ones that are there are too small, you say. These ones, is
These
that
are
6 inch or is that larger?
they're deeper and maybe a little bit wider.
Okay. All right. And
I-
again, black
the-
and black for the front. What the
Right.
back aluminum is?
The back currently is white, and I would just switch it to that way. It's all black and uniform around the whole house.
All right.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that we're trying to make the material consistent with what's there. So aluminum is an accepted material for the gutter, knowing that it's not always permissible to do wood or other more expensive copper options. So we have in our design guidelines, aluminum could be an alternative material for gutters is something that would be appropriate. So that sounds fine to me.
The downspouts remain the same?
They're going to be in the same location, correct? Down the front of the house. So I think if on the front picture, I don't know if you can even see it from the road because we have the big trees. So it's kind of hard to really see the house from the road. But
Yeah.
if you were to walk up the driveway, I think there's another picture that I put there that you can see kind of a dark line going down the columns on one of the sides. Yeah.
Do
course.
those go on both sides?
It would go on both sides. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we can see the one on the second picture and we can see the damage on the first picture.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Any more questions?
Nope, I don't have any further questions.
Hearing none? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was going to say thank you.
All right. So, hearing none, and that concludes our COA presentations. I'm going to close the public meeting at 5:44 and open up our regular meeting.
All right. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
you too.
Sure.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. It's just us, apparently. Well, until Matt leaves, I'm going to watch. There he goes. There. All right. So, beginning the regular meeting, we will vote on or discuss and vote on COA 497, the driveway at 17 Huntington Lane. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application as submitted and presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have Regan making the motion and Nancy seconding it. Discussion.
I think it's an improvement than what's existing. So I think it'll look really nice when it's all said and done.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yes.
My only complaint about the COA was that I know some of the presentation showed up in email form, whatever, and instead of the actual, sometimes it's tough. I don't know if there's got to be a text field in that application that they can include
there's-
that, but
There should be, yeah.
it's more of an administrative thing. Don't want to make things harder for Catherine and or me, really, to have to paste things together and try to do that. But
You
other
know,
than that, and then again, some of those, I don't know if anyone else has trouble with it. I think that application ends up 4.5 meg, which sometimes stresses mailboxes electronically. So at any rate,
I'm I'm not on the vote, but I actually did notice, because on one of the COAs, I went to go paste what the email said in the COA. And the only area for a text field is at least as I read it, was comments by like you or one of the members after accepting it. So I don't actually think there is a text field on there for them to explain what the COA is, unless I missed it too.
Well, if I'm, I think, can I share? I can share. I'll go share my screen too. So, whoops. You guys getting the picture?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, the picture obviously comes in. There's no consistency because the first one was huge. That probably was where all the pixels
Mhm.
were, and that was the driveway to be
No.
replaced. The other two ended up being, again, the examples that were provided by the contractor. But as we go up, stay with me. Yeah, I was anticipating that this field here. No, this is me.
Go one more up, Tim.
Yeah, this is what I have to fill out. This one here, you're
Yeah.
right, there's no place to,
Yeah, that's interesting, because I thought I had made an addendum to the COA where there would be some text space, but I don't know. I guess it's not there, so that's weird.
yeah. So maybe I'm gonna take that as an action item to look into that. Because
Mhm.
again, I think I've seen this before where sometimes the emails cover a lot of the discussion and
Mhm.
so at any rate, but
Okay.
that's all here and there. We had the motion. We have no other discussion other than my administrative nitpicking. So hearing none, I'll call for a vote. Jake,
Aye.
Greg. Oops.
Oh, you're muted,
Not
Greg.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing so I can usually see his picture. Where do I stop sharing? Come on. There we go. Stop the share. And Greg, do I see a hand or a vote or a visual? I see a thumbs up from Greg, Regan,
Aye.
and Nancy.
Aye.
All right. And I will say aye. So the ayes have it. Unanimous. On 497. Goes on to 498. This is 51 East Town Street, gutters, a replacement for Brown and Fluharty. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make another motion to accept the application as presented and submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
That's
Jake.
Regan making motion and Jake seconding, well, whatever. All right.
Seconding.
Yes. Nancy, is your chair sinking into the floor?
No,
There
I'm
we
right
go.
here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So I'll open it up for discussion.
Does anybody want to see the example again? As I have, this is how wide it will be. And you know what it will look like. That's the back. And then here's the gutter block situation.
Yeah.
You guys can see that.
And certainly we don't want more damage done. That's a nice old house. I know that. And I don't believe, I think what he was saying was copper was replaced on the front, but it wasn't original. That was just the previous owner had put the
Owner,
copper.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it makes sense to just make all the material uniform.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
To
Yeah.
me, it does. And I'm not concerned about the color on the back since it will
No.
match the front.
Yeah,
And
sounds
I
good.
think that's less visible anyway on that side, Mediterranean going up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Any other discussion?
No, looks good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. Greg is either waving at me or adjusting. All right. So I will take a vote. Greg? That was a thumbs up. he's not wanting to speak. You were speaking before. Audio does not work. Anyway, we got a thumbs up from Greg. Jake,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Regan,
Aye.
and I say aye. Ayes have it, unanimous. All right, so I will fill out the requisite forms and notify building and our applicants of their
Mhm.
results. So excellent. Next on the agenda, I believe we should be, hold on. We probably should be voting on our meeting minutes from, I'm gonna get to it here. Let's see. So we will vote on our meeting minutes from our our August meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, I will make a motion that we accept the Wednesday, August 17th, 2022 regular meeting minutes as submitted.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
That was Jake. Regan, I think that was Jake.
Got to get you off mute, buddy.
Yeah. All right. And seconded by Jake. Anyone have any updates or any amendments or editing for it?
Just always a thank you to Catherine for
Okay.
taking minutes and being on top of it. So thank you, Catherine, once again for all your efforts.
Exactly. Yes. All right. Hearing no other changes, I'll go for a vote. Greg?
To what?
To-
End the meeting?
No.
Minutes.
To the minutes, except the
Oh.
August meeting minutes.
Certainly, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
That
I
was
agree.
yes. Jake?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Nancy?
Yeah, I abstained because I wasn't at that meeting,
Okay.
Tim.
Yep. Regan?
Aye.
Aye, and I say aye. We have 4 ayes and 1 abstention, and the meeting's minutes pass as presented. Excellent.
Okay.
Chairman report. What do I have here? I did look at our mailbox and noticed a last minute, I think yesterday, 177 Broadway had put in a COA. I responded to him saying that we were in, we had received it and we would put this on our October meeting agenda. So I know we have at least one thing coming up for October, and I believe there was
Great.
question of whether these 2 came in. There was other ones that we thought we might see. We discussed them at last meeting, and I know we did a little poll amongst ourselves, and no one else had submitted anything through other channels. So, other than that, chairman report, I'm going to hold off on that other discussion until like new business. So that basically, oh, I'm sorry. I had not heard anything else about budget from this in the interim. So I'm not sure, Regan, if you had heard anything. I know we had discussed it in the last meeting. So
Normally I get an email, or when I was chairman, I would get an email from the city comptroller. I haven't seen anything come through yet because they still sometimes send me stuff regardless. So I haven't seen anything come in yet.
okay. All right. Old business. We still need a replacement for Richard. And
I applied for that spot, by the way.
You did, okay.
I did,
And then
yeah.
we had discussed alternates moving up. We were not allowing any of the regular members to move down. So,
No,
So at any rate, thank you, Jake, for that. And Greg, if you were interested, the channel is, I guess, to reapply through the
Yeah,
city website. And then that being the case, that still is going to leave an open slot, we hope eventually, for an alternate. So if anyone, again, has anyone in mind, please share that with Regan or myself, and we can give the pitch or the strong arm. I do the pitch, Regan does the strong arm, and
don't come at me.
but we would like to have them start the process, and so please present any names that you think are people that
Okay.
would be a good addition to the commission. Actually, this is where I was going to talk about budget, was in the old business, but we just discussed it. So we will be on the lookout for our budget. Again, priority being making sure Catherine is got a proper compensation. We have our funding to do whatever we need for our any mailings and the like, and hopefully try to get some money to resurrect the awards that we usually or we had previously entertained and presented to people who had kept their historic buildings looking good in the Norwich, not necessarily just in our historic district, but throughout. There are many other historic houses, so we will keep that as our focus on our budget.
Mhm.
And then
Would be a nice thing to do.
yeah, and
People
then
love-
I'm sorry.
Back. People love pats on the back.
Exactly. So that leads us to new business. We discussed it last meeting, and I'm going to go and share again. Screen 2 and share. And we do have laid out here our scheduled meetings for 2023.
Mhm.
I think we are, well, obviously we are still looking at third Wednesdays of the month, 5:30. Now it does say here, City Hall, room 319. I'm going to go first to say, does third Wednesdays still fit everyone's schedules here?
Yeah.
It
it's
does
fine.
mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hearing none, then it sounds like we will keep that. There was some back and forth with the city clerk, I think, as we were setting up this meeting. And we asked whether, how these meetings and how other commissions and groups are coming out of the pandemic here, addressing their meetings. Is it in person? Is it still WebEx? Is it a hybrid of that? And we were told that there are some meetings that are going back to in person, some of them being hybrid. There is no directive yet that says thou shalt return to in-person meetings. So I want to at least mention it. So I'm not sure what preferences are of the members here. I think I've heard before, we kind of like the WebEx. It's convenient for our applicants and for us sometimes. But does anyone have any real hard
Yeah.
issues here of not meeting in person or meeting this, or do we want to remain as a Zoom or WebEx meeting
That
until?
would be my preference.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to throw in an opinion here too. And
Okay.
it works great, especially for people, meaning myself, who tend to work late during the day, so I can still make the meeting and be able to participate. 5:30 p.m. in City Hall would require driving down there, finding a parking space, getting out of meetings early. So my vote is to keep it Zoom, because I don't see much of anything we've done so far that would require a meeting in person, but that's just
Yeah.
my opinion, and I don't want to overtread somebody else's thoughts on that.
Okay.
I agree with what's been said. I actually think meeting virtually makes us more accessible to our applicants.
Agreed.
Because they can hop on for their 5-minute spiel and then hop off and do whatever else they needed to do with their lives during the evening. So I think this is just me. We could poll our applicants even to see what people like better, but I think it's easier, like we just saw this evening, our 2 applicants popped on quick, did their thing, and then popped off. So
Right.
I think it's probably more convenient option for them as well.
Yeah,
No,
I also
sorry,
much
Nancy.
prefer the remote. Who's talking?
That was me, Nancy. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. No, I much prefer remote also. It's just takes less time, it's much easier. I would think for applicants, it's much easier because they don't have to drag down to City Hall. But that's the case for all of us, really.
Yeah.
And the work gets done. So I'd much prefer a remote if we can do that.
I have seen no negative impact of us meeting remotely here. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just as soon keep this, and then until we get some sort of directive away from this, I think we will maintain the WebEx here. I don't know what this means in the what we send to the city to post this meeting on the website. If it still says City Hall, room 319, I don't think that's to reserve the hall, but maintain our WebEx is a big issue. And again, I know CDC has changed their guidance and protocols. I haven't seen anything from City Hall saying how many people can be in a meeting. I know from my company I work with, we're just trying to get into phase 3. We have restrictions on how many people can be in an area at any certain time or in any meeting space, and how much time in between before the next group can come in. There's a lot of things that are still in place here. I think it was last week, there were still 35 deaths in Connecticut of related to COVID. So it's nothing to suddenly say, even though someone may say the pandemic's over. I'm not quite sure it is. So we will maintain until what we've been doing here. These are our third Wednesdays, and hopefully we can keep it convenient for everyone remotely. So
Yes.
Catherine, has this already been submitted to, or it can't be, we were just discussing it. So I'm assuming this gets submitted to someone, the clerk, Angela, at City Hall.
I sent a message because I didn't want to keep just interrupting. So I did send her a copy because she had sent out a follow-up email that the schedules didn't need to be voted on, that they just needed them. So I sent what we had, but what I just sent in the message is she essentially had said that she was just following up with everyone as they sent agendas in, because most people were back to in-person or doing hybrid. But she did say there wasn't a true cutoff. So what I can do is resubmit this, saying that it's either through Zoom or in that room, unless otherwise stated, and then ask her to actually specify when there's a cutoff. Otherwise, you guys prefer meeting this way.
I think that's a good plan, Catherine, because it's still helpful to reserve the room and have that on the books, just because
Yeah.
of how
Right.
those rooms get booked quickly. So still keep the room if we can, just in case. And, I think what you just said made a lot of sense, Catherine.
Yeah.
So I would say do that.
I agree. Otherwise, they'll have us meeting in the lavatory. So this'll
I wouldn't
probably
go.
better. All right. So
Yeah.
Can we get our screen back? Go
All
ahead.
right. Next on the agenda.
So did you want us to vote on the? did we-
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's vote on that. I just took down the where was it? I hope everyone can see that. I think I'm still sharing, so I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna take a roll call here for our keeping our regular scheduled meetings and ask that Catherine make the. I'm sorry. Do I need a motion or just a vote?
I think you need a motion.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for a motion then.
Motion to accept the schedule of regular 2023 meetings as written.
With
I'll
about
second it.
with the alternate WebEx.
Right, with the
notification.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Well, Regan, you said to keep the City Hall room 319 on there, right?
Yeah, so my recommendation would be to say something like, to keep or to approve the regular meeting schedule for 2023 with, I'm gonna look at what Catherine just said because I liked her verbiage.
I'm missing
To
the chat.
put it with Zoom and the City Hall room 319 unless otherwise stated. So I guess I'm making that motion.
You're gonna make that motion, okay?
I'm
do
going
we have a-
over you, Jake.
No, that's fine, Regan, no worries. So I second Regan's motion.
All right, so Regan has a motion as stated and seconded by Jake. I'll do a roll call. Greg,
Aye, I'm
Jake,
for it.
Aye.
Regan,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
and I say aye. Ayes have it. Please do our bidding, Catherine, with Angela in the clerk's office. Thank you. And then that then gets us to, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the meeting minutes. Don't need those anymore. Don't need that. Probably don't need that. There we go. Oh, look at this. Our next meeting.
Yes,
Scheduled regular meeting, October 19th. That's a third Wednesday. It will be a Zoom. I know we have at least one application. We'll keep on the lookout for anything else, but we will see everyone back on October 19th. So, does anyone else have any last nickels? Hearing
No.
none, I'll take a
No
motion
thoughts.
for adjournment.
I'd
Someone
like
other than
to,
Regan. Someone other than Regan. Who?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion
Go on,
by
I'll second.
Jake, Greg second. Greg, voting?
yeah,
Aye.
I second, yeah, aye,
All
aye.
right, he
Aye,
must
aye,
have
aye.
wanted to. Jake,
Wanna
Aye.
go home,
it's a formality. Nancy,
Yeah.
Aye.
Regan.
Aye. Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm gonna say aye. Ayes have
Thank
it.
you.
I'm gonna call a close to this meeting at 6:10. All right.
Thank you all.
We'll
Good
see
night.
Thank
everyone
you.
October 19th. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
bye-bye
Okay,
now,
thanks.
thanks
Thank
for your
you.
help.
Bye-bye.
But I'm gone.